acting. That's something that I would like to talk in this video. Most of time, like we expect something from life in return. Let's say you made the action and now you expect the results to come right away. You expect this thing to come into your way and show you the results. But this is not how this life works, unfortunately. Most of the times, it's not going to be like this, that you expect something to come and give you results right away. Most of the times, it's going to be a lonely chapter where you act, expect, but nothing comes into. That's why, like, the biggest shift for me was lately that, I've been looking for a lot of times how to expand for the Love Studio, how to make the brand better. A lot of times there was the vision behind of that. I'm just not expecting things. I'm just acting out of the circumstances that I'm in. Let's say I don't have availability now to have a work and full-time opportunity, right? But what can I do about that? There's two things I can do about that. I can complain about my circumstances and expecting something to come into me wonderfully one day, or I can act no matter what things or stages I'm going through life, because life goes through stages. I can either decide to complain about the stage or I can act based on the stage that I'm at now, right? And that's what I'm choosing. I'm choosing not to be a complainer, I'm choosing to acting anyway. Because the thing that keeps the cycle in is that you just expect things to come in, but it's better than just expect, like better than like expecting, just better to act. That's how the things changing. That's how you have to view that, I guess, because I've been viewing my things such as like I'm expecting things to come to my way and give me the results, but this is not how it works. The ideal result, the ideal situation is that you just do things and like results will show itself, right? You don't expect them to come, you just do what you have to do during the day. Let's say if we talk about like talking with the partners or like talking like finding the solutions, right? You can't just expect them to show up into you. You have to do like a hunting job. You have to find the solutions, you have to find the ways. That's only the way it's gonna work out. And a lot of times you'll face the battle when you make so much inputs but then the output don't come. And I talked about that in the previous video, that this thing happens. A lot of times this happens when you just act onto your way but then nothing comes in return. Let's say, I don't know, some of you familiar with the idea that so many times as like content creators, like people who are expanding and doing the brand, we face that challenge of like we produce material but then the stuff gets views like such as like 5-10 views, right? This is like bullshit. I'm sorry for my language though, I guess YouTube doesn't block it, but we'll see. I guess that's how you see, right? You put the stuff out and you only get a certain type of views, and then you like compare the inputs to the outcomes that you get, right? You put so much inputs but the outcomes are low, and then you like in the stuck position again because you put so much efforts into getting stuff out and making it happen, but then the outcome is just simply funny. You don't see the vision behind that. That's why like I would advise you, if you're in the same position or you're stuck in the same position, just to act no matter what. Life is not gonna give you the reward like you expected. It's gonna be a lonely chapter all to your way up there, but like just do the one thing and promise yourself to do one thing. You just act, not expecting but acting. It can be different forms of act, right? Let's say that to get you closer to one purpose, to one way, you just have to do certain actions. So just do them. Don't overthink things. That's what I'm catching myself onto. Like sometimes like I'm into overthinking things. I'm into of like making it's harder for myself because I start to overthink things and I start to compare myself with the different creators, with the people who are also out there, and that what keeps me stuck. The thing that keeps me stuck is my comparison and not acting enough. I'm looking outside of the world and I'm seeing so many people blow up. They see so many ways that they make things happen, right? And I'm just starting to compare myself to them automatically. I'm like expecting me to be at the stage of where that people at. But the thing is that everyone has a different journey, even in this entrepreneurial world that we in. Is like we can compare our world to someone else, like someone else had to go through different stages of their life and someone else had to go through other stages of their life. It's all about comparison, I think, and it's all about the drawing the vision behind this. So my thing is that if you know that you are for sure gonna be stuck in these circumstances, make sure you act. Just don't expect, but act instead. Like if you act and you know that you're acting from the goodwill, that your will is pure, and the will is like your will is about to make the impact somewhere, right, or down the road. Just go for it. Don't hesitate of like thinking that you have something to miss on, or you like something you're missing. No, there's certainly nothing that you're missing. There's only one thing that you're probably missing, is that you're not putting enough of acting instead you expecting, right? Don't do that. That makes you like be a victim of your circumstances, or be a victim of your prison that you built for yourself. And that's the thing, like, don't be a prisoner of your own circumstances. Now I'm teaching myself also. Sometimes like life gives you like life, or like the entrepreneurial journey, because we're speaking more about entrepreneurial challenges and journey like on this channel. So let's say life gives you sometimes a way of like circumstances, right? Puts you in a certain box and saying you that you have to do certain things based on that. And there's a lot of times that you will be drawn to the circumstances that you at, right? You will be like wondering why nothing moves in, why nothing changes like it's supposed to be changed. And then one thing that you can do for yourself for sure is that just don't be a victim of your circumstances, and go change them. Even a quicker change can make big changes in your life, right? That's why like my advice for you is like, you have a way, understand the way, and don't be a victim of your way, but rather be a changer of your way. And that's one going to be like a small mind shift change that happened to me gratefully. Like it happened to me that I bit changed my circumstances, and I bit changed of my mentality towards the challenges that I have, right? Now I don't observe that challenges from the perspective that they are bad and they are harming me. No, I observe these challenges from the perspective that I might be a victim of these circumstances, but I can win for sure. That's why like it's such a powerful way of thinking, that you know that you are for sure onto greatness, you are for sure onto other way around in your life, but like you just don't make yourself to suffer from the circumstance that you had. Like let's say like you've been putting so much ads out there, you've been promoting your stuff, okay, you've been trying to get the customers, but like you only get like let's say like few amounts of clicks, right? There's a lot of like ways that you can make example out of this, but this is just a small example, right? And that's why I think like if you go from this perspective that I'm saying you, now you're gonna see that things differently, right? You're gonna see that things that, okay, it's probably like me making the luck into my life, making the bad move into my life, but what if I change that? Then the circumstance is going to be changed. That's why like don't be a victim of circumstance, rather be a changer. Like you know what you have to do, and try to go for it. Like don't be a victim of like knowing that you might be out of luck, right? It's just like it's a small mind shift change that I introduced myself into, and I made myself to be a part of, and that's what really made a change to me, right? Yeah, I understood the power of like knowing that the stuff that I'm chasing for after and for isn't gonna make me great. The greatness that I'm making is that I'm just keeping the things real, I'm keeping the things that they are. I love my brand, I love what I do, I love my musical project. It's been journey for me, let's say, and I'm just gonna be with it, like till my last breath. I will be staying with it, I'll be on the feet with that, because I know that there's something for me out there that I'm still keeping, like I'm still going for. That's why I'm never give up on my project like this. And I just advise you to have the same mindset, like don't break onto circumstances. Rather be stepping, rather be like a this project that you're building a part of your life, something that is like comes to people's minds before they even hear your name, right? They're like, okay, this guy is for the Love Studio, right? But you get the point, right? It's all about like just knowing that this stuff is something that you are truly going forward for, and that's how this stuff is going to benefit your life, right? And that's, I think, this is a powerful way and a powerful dilemma behind that. Yes, definitely a lot of changes will be onto your way. You're still going to face a crazy amount of setbacks, like when the things is going to be like crucially not going for you, but like that's the point, that is like you just know that you are for sure gonna overcome them, and you're gonna make the things happen for yourself. So I guess that's all for today video. It was a bit short video, but the point of this, not expecting, acting, follow that formula, and I think you will see the difference into your life and entrepreneurial journey that we are talking with. I see you soon. For the Love Studio is here.